So this is the bus which I took. It's here. CMC 1 number. Hello friends, good morning and welcome back to my channel Ripples on Road. And today you can see just behind me, you can see the Indian flag, and just behind me there's a fort. It's called the Vellore Fort, and Vellore is a place in Tamilnadu, 120 kilometers from Chennai. And today I've come here early morning, and this is how the fort looks. So let me go inside and tell you the history of this fort. This has a lot of history. It was built in 1566 by the Vijayanagara Empire, the Vijayanagara Kingdom. And this fort not only was occupied by Vijayanagara Kingdom because they built it. After that, the Bijapur dynasty, the Bijapur king, he took over, and later on the Marathas, they captured this. Maratha from Mumbai, Shivaji from Maharashtra, he captured this, and then later on it was under the British rule. In between it was under the Sultan of Gujarat, in between it was under the Sultan of Delhi. So this is how the fort looks. So friends, I have come to Vellore Fort and I have entered inside, and here is making tea for me. He knows Hindi. Kya naam aapka? Naam?
Raja Ved.
Raja Ved has added tea powder and kya dala? Sugar.
Acha hai.
Yes, and here milk. I will see how he makes the tea. So he put tea powder in that, and now he is waiting for it to boil, and milk afterwards. He put little sugar also in this.
Taste.
So he added milk also.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this is my tea. They have some biscuits here and lot of things here. Ice cream. This is my favorite here. It's the lime soda.
Lime soda, only mojito.
Oh, mojito also.
Oh, yes. Mojito man.
Okay. The tea is really good. So early morning I didn't have my tea. I thought I'll come here and have my tea. So tea is really good. One thing I forgot, I saw samosas here. Samosa is my favorite.
My favorite samosa.
Yeah? He says his favorite samosas.
Thank you.
So I'm having 2 samosas also. So you won't believe, 1 cup of tea and 2 samosas, just 20 rupees. Thank you, sir.
Nandri.
Thank you. Nandri. Thank you. So friends, as you enter from this main gate, you can see the small hill over there. There are some stalls here, and just opposite to this stall I saw something. Just opposite to this stall, there are some dogs here. Hi. You can see something, the British influence here. So after the Mughals, the British occupied this place, and I think their offices are here. I don't know. And I'll tell you a very good story about this when we exit this place. So friends, as I'm walking through the history here, lot of things here. Some very old It's in very bad shape here. You can see the government museum, sub-treasurer's office here. You can see the wall of the fort. So I'll be walking later on. So first I thought, why not I go to the museum? Then I show to you the church. There's a mosque inside. So 3 religions, they have their worship place here. A temple, a church and a mosque. So you can see the walls. So I'll be walking on this later on. But let me show you. There's a small temple also here. But I'll be showing you one of the very big temples over here. Inside the fort I saw some young boys playing badminton. So this is the rates for the entrance to the museum, and here we go. Oh, they kept a big dinosaur here. And not only dinosaur, can you see a cannons here? I think these cannons may be very old ones. Yeah, 18th century. See this cannon. See the gunpowder flask. Oh my God, that's also 18th century. Gunpowder. See how they insert the powder in this. Here also you can see something very interesting. There is a small Nandi here. This belonged to the 12th century. Villupalayam Vellore district, Nandi, 12th century. This Malipedam, 13th century. Oh my God, lot of history you can see here. Ganesha, 20th century. Vishnu, 20th century. Mariammin, 20th, all 20th century. Nandi. This is 13th century. Lot of Nandis here. Something I am searching, something very old, but no. So a lot of history you can see here also. I'll be taking you outside. So this is one of the cannons. It's broken. These are the mudras. Yeah, dancing mudras, Indian style of dancing. It has some, specific meaning for each gesture, So they are mentioned here. As we say, this is beautiful. So like that, you have so many gestures. Second number, what I showed you is second number here. Second number is Hamsa Sasya, Hamsasya. So that's the Indian language. And here there are a lot of things which see, these inscriptions were in the 9th century. This was 868 AD. Oh my God. You can see this is in Tamil, I think. The language is in Tamil. Tamil is one of the very old languages in India. So friends, we are in Tamilnadu, and as I showed you these inscriptions, Tamil language is one of the oldest language, one of the 10 oldest languages in the world. You won't believe it. So Tamil has a root of something which is very old, and not only it was a written script. So they had those days. So one of the 10 oldest languages in the world, with Armenians and all that. So I just don't want to go much in depth. You can see here also a lot of old things. See, hero stone, something 10th century. Here 968 AD. You can see 968 AD here. Hero stone. This also hero stone, 968 AD. Some are really very old ones. Now, as I said, this area has a temple, a church and a mosque. This is the mosque here, you can see. And because it has to face to the west, this is the east and this is the west here. So you can see they face to the west. That's why this thing is projecting outside. And the old mosque inside the fort, it was constructed by the Nawab of Arcot, 17th century. The mosque was perhaps used by the Muslim ruler for their own worship. This mosque facing east is rectangular. 3 entrances are noticed on the eastern side along with 2 windows. Just wanted to show you the mosque because I was searching this mosque. I don't know, there is no entrance to the mosque. So the mosque is closed and this is the entrance to the mosque. You can see the mosque here. After the mosque you can see a structure here, and this looks like as if the British had built this. Very close to the mosque. You can see, very old. This is how the British, when they were here, how they occupied this place. Because this is open, let me take you inside. Nothing remains, but the ceiling is really very interesting. It's in a very bad shape. So this is how it was built when the British were here. See how it looked. I'm leaving now this place. It looks like a haunted place. So the history, those days, how people lived here, the British, the Mughals, the Marathas, the Vijayanagara kingdom who built this fort. Now you see, I don't know what was this used for, but beautiful pillars. And you can see the wall of the fort over there. That's the wall which I'll be walking around. I'll just zoom it and show you. Can you see the wall? Yes. See the wall. So that's the wall of the fort. But this is in a very bad shape. And this is what the British built. I took you inside. I was walking inside this. So this is what the British built here. See this beauty. This has been restored and I like it, the way it has been restored. So the British influence, you can see the windows, the doors, the top ones. And can you see the tiles? It's a different tile. Let me zoom it and show you. You can see that. It looks like a Japanese or Chinese, something like that. And now we'll be proceeding further. As I said, it was built by the Vijayanagara dynasty, and later on it was captured by the Bijapur, and then by the Marathas, and later on by the Mughals. Very interesting here, the king of Mysore, Tipu Sultan, his mother, his wife and children were imprisoned here. And not only that, very important was, very interesting was, the Sri Lankan king, the king from the Kandy, Sri Lanka. He was also imprisoned in this fort, and now I don't know where is his grave and all that, but they say it's somewhere here. But I asked everyone, but no one knows where it is. So he was also imprisoned here, the king of Sri Lanka, the last king of Sri Lanka. He was imprisoned here. So the name of the king was Vikrama Rajasingha. He was from the Kandy. He was the last Tamil king from Kandy, and he was imprisoned here for 17 years. Just imagine, 17 years he was imprisoned here. And about the story of the fort, later on there was a mutiny, and the Indian sepoys, they went against the British. That was the first revolt against the British in India. I will mention you the dates below. So what happened is the Britishers want the sepoys to look good. So they usually the Indian sepoys used to wear turbans, and also they used to wear Indian clothes and all that, and they used to have moustache and beard. So to look good, the British decided that they should look good, and the British wanted that they should look good, so they gave a order that the turbans were replaced with a hat, a round hat, and the beard and the moustache had to be removed. And I think this was for a parade, a military parade. And the Indian soldiers, they didn't like it, and Tipu Sultan's son was imprisoned here. So they decided to revolt against the British. And what happened? I think the main thing what was that the round hat which they had, on the round hat there was a small, leather thing, which was actually made of cow hide. So it was a leather made of cow hide skin. They didn't like it because they were Hindus. So the Muslims, they didn't want to remove the beard. The Hindus, they didn't want to remove the turban, and they didn't want to wear the hat. This created a revolt. That was the first revolt against the British. Friends from India, if you don't know about the history, here was the first, you can say, a first attack by the Indians on the British. So when they attacked, they killed many people. I'll give in the description what all happened here. They killed many British soldiers, many Indian soldiers who supported the British, and there was a mutiny. And the lieutenant from Arcot, I mentioned his name below. So the lieutenant from Arcot, he came with his soldiers here, and this happened, early morning before dawn. So when he got the news, because one of the British, officer, he was standing out of this fort. So I'll show you where he was standing. So he sent a message to Arcot. Those days there were no mobiles or phones, but I don't know how the message reached Arcot, and the general brought his troops from Arcot, and I'll show you how they climbed, how that that officer climbed on the fort. I think he was helped by some sepoy from India, and that way they could recapture this fort, and a lot of Indian soldiers were later on killed, which was a very sad thing. But you mutiny against the British were very cruel, and they killed many of Indian soldiers. And now I take you to the church. This is the church. I showed you the mosque. Now I show you the church. The service is going on. (1846). Some more beautiful British buildings here. So now, friends, Tipu Sultan was the king of Mysore, and he died in very close to Mysore. But his children, his wife, and Hyder Ali, his mother, Tipu Sultan's mother, was imprisoned here inside this. We are not allowed to go inside. Friends, you can see a glimpse of the temple here. This was built by the Vijayanagara dynasty. And again, when I walk here, a lot of history, children playing cricket. Here you can see. We are obsessed with cricket, and the whole ground is filled with children playing cricket. One more British architecture. Here you can see this, and see this banyan tree. So big, it might have seen history. I don't know how old it is, but when you walk, see the children enjoying in this hot sun. It's maybe 35 degrees centigrade here, and see this banyan tree. And just next to the banyan tree is this British architecture. And now we go to the temple. As I was walking towards the temple, I saw this here. See friends, so many cows. It's sacred for the Hindus, and here comes the temple.